Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, David. Mac Observer and Backbeat Media.
And Backbeat Media, that's right.
So both podcaster, blogger, editor, and mogul.
Well, we're working on the mogul part.
We're working on the mogul part.
Yeah.
Dave, of course, one of the hosts of the Cirque du Mac Party, a 7-year tradition at Macworld.
Yeah.
The drummer, the rhythm section for the house band for Cirque du Mac. And of course, podcaster on the Mac Observer Mac Geek Gab with John Brown. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm glad this worked out.
I'm glad it worked out too. We just snagged him coming by down the hallway. So, how's the show been for you? I mean, we're closing it out here Saturday afternoon. What's your takeaway?
Oh well, my takeaway is it's been full, right? Yeah. Everybody that's here has been really, really positive, and all the vendors that I've talked to, most of them have said, yeah, we'll definitely come back.
That's great.
Come back, and all the attendees and just the overall vibe to me has been really positive. We did some podcasts on the show floor here, and they were well attended. I did a session over in West Hall. They turned people away. There was no room left. People are here. They're psyched to be here, and it's a good thing.
It's interesting because it's hard to scale. It's probably hard for IDG to figure out exactly how to scale the show.
Yeah.
Not really knowing how many people are going to be here, what the turnout was going to be for exhibitors, and it does have the feeling of like it was maybe a little bit too constrained.
Yeah, I almost wondered the first day if IDG intentionally narrowed the hallways a little bit, but I don't think they did. I mean, walking around, I kind of did a reality check. It's like, no, I think it's just there's a lot of people here.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's been fascinating to watch. Now you guys have a great news site, fantastic news site that we read. We're big fans of the site.
Yeah, well,
it's
the respect is mutual. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be right back. We're just going to have a love fest. We'll be right back. But as a podcaster, coming in and doing the Podcasters Roundtable, getting to see all those other voices that only come out of the computer 364 days a year,
sure,
and are here to. I mean, what's that like to be able to sort of reactivate that community once a year?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's one of the big reasons I like Macworld Expo in general, right? Yeah. Because it brings us all together, and it's great to to interact and instead of just kind of being in a closed world where everybody's this, like you said, this voice on Skype.
Voice, yeah.
There's just nothing. It's great. It works out much better.
Now, for the podcast you and John do, the Mac Geek Gab.
Yep.
You guys are not co-located. You're doing that in different parts of the country.
Correct. We worked really hard to figure out exactly the right way to get Skype to work, so that the goal when we created that show was no post-production. So, there's the whole concept of doing a double ender where he could record one and I could record one and then I'd have to mix it together. But the problem is the last part. Yeah. I'd have to mix it together. And so we worked really hard to make Skype work, and there's some tricks you can do. And so, yeah, he's down in Connecticut, a couple hundred miles away, and I'm up in New Hampshire when we do it each week.
That's fantastic. It's a great show, folks. If you haven't, check the iTunes podcast directory for Mac Observer, Mac Geek Gab. It's worth checking out.
Thanks.
Now, when you come to the show, obviously, as we sort of said, you're wearing a lot of different hats.
Definitely.
You're presenting, you're instructing, you're hosting, and I mean, most amazingly, you're in the band. I mean, how do you keep all those balls in the air through the course of the week? That's a bit astonishing to me.
Oh, well, I don't sleep, apparently.
Oh, right. Apparently, I forgot that part.
Yeah. But I don't seem to be able to sleep when I'm here, so it all works out very well. I don't seem to miss it, at least not in a way that I could remedy. So.
Yeah, and then when you get home, you just crash for about 3 days.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, we come to town. I do come to town early. Mm-hmm. This year, actually, I came to town late. In relation to previous years, but I came in Monday. We had a rehearsal on Tuesday night for pretty much 4 hours straight.
Wow.
And then we took a night off-ish and we played.
Well, I think we're going to try and pull your lead guitarist around here. Now you just scooch over. We're going to get him because I think this is a